So today we got a mail call shop here. It's from my friend Alan. We'll open it in a minute. Have a look inside what's it. Got some more stuff here. Look into that as well. But let's open this one. So we opened it, and I already know what's in it, but well, let me take that out. Here we have it. It's an old Pathfinder DRO, apparently with LED display, and yeah, it doesn't work anymore, so we're gonna have a look at it. Yeah, as mentioned, it's belongs to Alan Pierce. He's got a YouTube channel as well. I put a link down in the description, and we're gonna have a look at this thing later on. So, and the other two parcels were two aluminium discs, 1 inch thick, and for a good reason they're fitting into this aluminium tube here, which is 1/2 inch thick wall aluminium tube. I think they're 150 something, 6 inch, and the tube is 6 by 7 or so, I think. So yeah, for good reason this is fitting into this tube here. So that's gonna be another part of the mystery project. Quite a bit of milling work on this, a bit of turning, and this is just cut to length, and a few other bits were made. That's about that. So today we're going to start with this one, which we shown in the last episode, to make that bearing fit and things like that. Alright, let's carry on. Welcome back. Today we got a little mail call shop. It's from a fellow YouTuber. Alan Pierce is his channel. I'll put a link down in the description. He recently bought a milling machine, and apparently he tried it with a normal phase converter and something went pop, and apparently that digital readout died as well. So we have a look inside and see what's going on inside. I'm not gonna power it up because he said it was stinking, or so we'll look inside first before we actually do anything. It's an older unit. It looks like it's got LED displays, and it's a 220 volt unit. It's a Pathfinder 500A. By the look at it, the transistors got quite a bit of corrosion here, so that might be an issue, because if there are any insulation pads underneath, it may become conductive. I don't know. We'll see. We'll take the cover off and have a look inside. We'll come back. That's how it looks inside. It doesn't really smell badly. There is a bit of a strange smell, but that could be cutting oil or something like that. Maybe the transformer is short. We'll find out. Yeah, we know it has seen at least 350 volts or so against ground, and that's probably a bit too much, so we'll check the fuse first, and then we just go through the rectifier, just check all the components which are coming out of the transformer, just to make sure there's no shorts, and I think then we'll power it up slowly with the variac and see what happens. That soldering is sparse, no? Not much solder on it really. Anyway, we'll find out what's going on there. So we checked the rectifier and everything. Everything looks okay so far. We have continuity. The fuse isn't blown. I don't know if he replaced the fuse. What we did, we're feeding 5 volts here on to the capacitor. There might be a voltage regulator on that board, because apparently no lights are coming up. I don't want to feed any more than 5 volts at the moment because I don't know. It doesn't smell. We're gonna take that board out and have a look how the how it looks voltage wise, because it appears this is a voltage regulator here. I guess that's just a transistor. Could well be popped, who knows. We need to check what voltage is coming here. That goes down here, so that's these two, the red and the brown one, are most likely plus and ground. So let's check those, if there is any voltage on those. If not, the voltage regulator transistor has died. It's gonna be these two. Sorry, I need 2 hands for that. We're measuring about 0.25 volts, so something isn't right there. But that's gonna be the power supply. There is nothing else going into it. We're feeding 5 volts here, and we're drawing about 200 milliamps. So some current is going somewhere, but I can't feel anything heating up. The rectifier isn't getting warm, so I checked the diode wise, it looks okay, but we're only getting 0.25 volts into that, even we have 5 volts here, so we need to figure out what's going on here. Something has popped. Wonder how it's regulated here. Let me figure that out and I'll come back. Well, we got some live. I don't know if it's visible. Turn that light off here. So, but everything is blinking, so it might be an error. There's no scales connected right now, so it seems the voltage regulator is still working. It needs about 10 volts to do something. We still don't know if the power supply works, but we feed, and you can see the LEDs are drawing quite a bit of current. It's about 1 amp, and we're about 10 volts, 11 volts maybe. But we're measuring 5 volts on the chips here, so nothing has been fried most likely from the power supply failure, because the regulated transistor will probably have taken it, which is a good thing. I disconnected the keyboard. We probably need to press reset. Can't see anything getting hot. We still need to check if the processor is still alive, but apparently everything looks good. So let me put that back in and check if we can reset the board. Well, apparently the reset button helped, and yeah, we can swap units, so the processor is alive. That's good. So we need to check what's wrong with the power supply, because he said it doesn't work. We need about 10 to 12 volt on the electrolytic. That's what needs to come out of the transformer. For me the unit works. I'll probably hook up an encoder here. Can't be too difficult. That's power supply, and this, yeah, that's probably A and B and ground. Yeah, we can check that actually. If we have an encoder supply here. That should be ground. That's probably ground. And encoder supply is most likely that one. Are we getting about 5 volts on the encoder supply? So we can hook up an encoder. I got a dial encoder here which gives us 5 volts, and we'll see if that works. So it's looking into the power supply, and that's probably it. So luckily the electronics survived, which is good. Don't know what else is wrong with it, I have no idea. Hopefully his encoders haven't died, but yeah, everything seems to be alright. So these transistors are just doing a 5 volt regulation. Maybe it's not transistors, maybe it's 5 volt regulators. There are so can't read it. Yeah, it looks like LM323K, which is a, don't know if it's 1.5 or 4 amp 5 volt regulator. So we're lucky they survived. Yeah, because I was wondering why there's no insulation here, but apparently they have to be grounded, so that's all fine. So we need to check the other one as well, but 5 volt encoder supply seems to be there, at least on this channel, which is a good thing. And I have no information about this thing, absolutely not. I don't know what it does, I don't know how it works. I know what it does, or what's it's supposed to do, but no pinouts, nothing. But you can figure it out. The white ones are ground, the orange one is plus because that comes from the regulator, and so you only got 3 left, which is ground, A and B phase, or probably index and A and B phase, who knows, we'll find out. Anyway, looks like an easy job. Well, let's look after the power supply, if that's all okay, and put it back together. I don't know what the scales are, if they A and B phase, I don't know. I couldn't get it to work with an encoder, maybe that's some special stuff on it. It's hard to find any manuals for this thing here. Anyway, yeah, that's it so far. We'll check the power supply, and if you find something on the power supply, we come back with a follow-up. If there is nothing wrong with the power supply, it was just a voltage input problem, which could be possible, we won't, because there is no reason for. And he best can check it with his scales. I can only confirm the unit is working or not. Yeah, that's it so far. For now, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, until next time.